content creator Gab for real. He's great. I love him. I watched a few of his videos on stream. Like, I've watched this one about his recap of ReZero. I've watched this one about why femboys are better than women, and then the other one, why femboys are better than tomboys. He released a new video that I'm actually really interested in watching. It's about Made in Abyss, and if you guys don't know, Made in Abyss is my favorite anime of all time. Like, it is hands down the best anime of all time, right? So I own every single one of the mangas, the main volumes for Made in Abyss. I own some of the fucking, what are like the extra ones, like the what you want to call it. It's like the extra ones. What are they called? The anthologies. I own a couple of the anthologies. I want to get all the anthologies sometime soon. Oh god, I love Made in Abyss. I have a Fopta Nendoroid. I've gotten multiple commissions with me and Fopta because she is my waifu. I love her. She's great. Waifu material, Fopta, my beloved. And he made a video about my favorite anime of all time. So we're gonna watch that on stream. And Gab, for real, thank you for letting me mooch off your content. It's great. You're so amazing for giving me stream content. I love you. Gab has commented on my videos multiple times, and I love him. He's great. He makes good content. So let's get into this.
Have you guys seen? Oh my god, this is gorgeous! Look at them running, it's so cute! Oh no.
Oh no.
Turn this shit off!
Oh man, it's so good.
Made in Abyss made its debut
This
back
is
in
probably gonna have spoilers, by the way, in it. So if you haven't seen Made in Abyss and you don't want to be spoiled, then click off.
2017, when anime had just started its golden era. It entered that weird middle zone where you couldn't call it underrated, but it wasn't popular enough for the amazing story it manages to tell. If you're a fan of stories with incredible world building and fantasy settings that stray from the norm, you'll like it. And if you're attracted to children, you'll also like it. But first, let me explain that.
God damn it. Fucking Gab.
Premise!
Call out.
Made in Abyss is a story about, well, the Abyss. What'd you expect, dumbass? This ginormous gaping hole littered with relics and
me after letting Gummy Goo from the Amazing Digital Circus run a train through my asshole.
artifacts, which brought in thousands of adventurers looking for profit. The Abyss is composed of 7 layers, each progressively getting more dangerous as we go on. However, the real interesting part is the curse of the Abyss. You can go down the Abyss as much as you'd like, however ascending it means you'll get hit by its curse. If you ascend in the first layer, you get light dizziness and nausea. Second layer, heavy nausea and numbness of limbs. Third layer, vertigo and hallucinations. Fourth layer, bleeding out of every hole. Fifth layer, loss of all senses. And sixth layer, loss of humanity and death. That sounds pretty fucked up. Yes.
Pretty cool.
Do you know what makes the story even more fucked up? Make the protagonist children and send them on a mission to the bottom of the abyss. That should already serve as some serious groundwork, showing you that this isn't your typical feel-good show. And it gets worse. So much worse. Rico, a 12-year-old, receives a letter from her mother, Liza, telling her she's waiting for her at the bottom of the abyss. A 12-year-old can't survive the abyss.
I think there was something like that in the show. Like, there was, like, literally a thing where it's like, my asshole is bleeding.
Abyss alone? You're precisely right. Thankfully, a special grade relic is going with her. Reg is a practically indestructible
Reg, my beloved. I love him so much.
cyborg who acts and looks like a human but has no memories of his past. We don't know what he is, where he came from, how he got here. All we know is that Liza's letter, there was a drawing of somebody who looked kind of like him. So they must somehow be connected. That all happened in the first episode. The story instantly...
It does, like, it's the premise of it is so fucking just good. It's like, it instantly from episode 1, it's like boom, 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 like just immediately, like, it shows this really cool fucking world. There's this giant fucking hole. It's cursed. People go in this hole to collect relics to get money. The deeper you go in the hole, the more cursed it gets. Some people live in the deeper layers of the hole and they just never come out, right? It's commonplace for people to end up dying in here. They send children for some reason to work in the fucking abyss to collect relics. It's like, This is so fucked up. I love it. About to shower and go to bed, but I really need to know, did you watch the music video with Val and Lucy Pyre I sent to the React channel? I'll give it a watch.
They bombarded you with so
This is a sad anime, isn't it? Yes, absolutely.
much information and you're hooked. You want to know who Reg is, what Reg is, where he came from. You also want to know whether Liza is alive, why she's inviting her 12-year-old daughter to the bottom of the abyss. Is it even her? What the abyss is like? Is the curse really as bad as they say? The author knows exactly how to intrigue the viewers and scratch the itch of human curiosity. The abyss is a mystery that yearns to be
I'll shower and come back, then maybe we can watch together, maybe.
explored, and it does. The author drops exposition in every episode, making you want to see more and more. And subsequently, the more you know, the more you realize episode.
So like the best part about this show is that this is the show that, in my opinion, it does the show don't tell method of storytelling so much, because it doesn't exactly have a lot of exposition in some areas. It's more like it'll show you parts of the past, right? Or it'll show you different parts of the abyss to like give you a sense of what's going on. Like you have Rico to like kind of like give you a little bit of exposition here and there, but it's more like Rico is there to give the viewer some sense of like to make the viewer feel like they have some sense of what's going on. And then it's like, but like even Rico doesn't know everything about the abyss. She just like read it in books. So it's like you see all this shit happening with like the environment, like the creatures, like you can see the way the environment in the ecosystem in the abyss functions, and it makes sense within the context of the world. It's like just by watching the scenes and how things play out, like when you're like when you're seeing some of like the super far away shots of everything, it's not self-contained. I wouldn't say that. It's more like you're able to pick up on things from context clues, like you can see like you can see some of the predators in the abyss hunting the prey just by watching it, and you can kind of get a sense of like, oh, so this is how the environment works, right? And it's like without saying anything, you will see people kind of just like do things, and like it'll give you a sense of like, oh, so this is like how like life is for these people. Like when you get to like the village down in like I think like the 5th or 6th layer of the abyss, it's like you can kind of see how everything functions, and it's like there is a bit of exposition there, but it's more like just like watching everything happen and be like, oh, this is a really weird culture that they have here. And it's like you're slowly seeing that culture build out by like watching these scenes of like someone, like you see someone steal something valuable from someone, and everybody rips them apart limb by limb, because the value that the value system that they place on there is such an important part of the entire village that it's like they will rip people apart limb from limb if they steal something valuable enough. It's kind of crazy, and you just kind of watch these events happen, and then it's like you get the context of like, oh, so like this is how these people value their systems in the show, and it's so fucking cool.
Making you want to see more and more. And subsequently, the more you know, the more you realize you know absolutely nothing. Made in Abyss does something that has never been done in the history of anime. There is no white-haired girl with blue eyes explaining everything through atrocious garbage disposals of exposition.
Exactly.
The anime makes
dude, Gab is so real. You're so real for that, Gab. I'm gonna suck your dude. Oh my god, Gab is so real for this. He's so based. I love this man so much. Gab, I'm begging you, please. I want to be in one of your videos so bad. Please. I love you.
Think. You can turn your brain off watching
Gab, my DMs are open for you, baby girl, please.
This show, you gotta figure out stuff on your own. And it's not just a diddly-daddly walk in the park adventure. It gets dark. The art style is cute and innocent.
Dude, hold on. I'll let him cook here for a bit, and then I'll get into what I want to say.
For the sole purpose of subverting your expectations when shit hits the fan.
Yes, and I love that. Yes, it's so good. Okay, so like I've talked about this so many times on stream before, but my favorite, like, I guess my favorite like trope in like in like anime or art that is like ever is when you have something cute that is juxtaposed by something fucking horrifying. That in my opinion, is the best trope just ever. I fucking love the juxtaposition of having cute art alongside something fucking horrifying happening, just because it makes you, because like the cuteness lulls you into a sense of security. Be like, oh, this is fucking adorable, I love it, oh my god. And then it hits you. It's like Madoka Magica, where it's like you see all these cute little magical girls and like whatever, right? And then like it has all these horrifying fucking scenes of like brutality, blood, violence, and just intense emotional trauma happening, like in like Madoka Magica or Made in Abyss. And it makes it feel so much more visceral, and I love that. I love the visceral feeling that I think this genre of, it's called Gurakawa. It's like gory, like cute, like scary cute type of art, where it juxtaposes cute stuff with horror and scariness. Like I've talked about this artist so many times before, but if I can find them real quick, I love this artist. Like give me a second to find them. I love their shit so much. It's all of it is just so good. Give me like 2 seconds to like scroll through real quick Twitter to find them. Just give me a bit. I need to cut. Hold on. It's gory, but it has a feeling of distress. Oh man, where is it? I need to find them. It's their Twitter name is really weird, so I can never remember their fucking Twitter name that they have off the top of my head. It's a bit odd, because they're a Japanese artist. Go figures. Japanese artists are the goats of art, in my opinion. Japanese artists go fucking insane. I love me my Japanese artists. Where is it? Me scrolling through my 900 posts on Twitter to find the one retweet I did of their art. Oh, there we go. Uminoka. So I can't show all of their art on stream, right? But I can show some of it, right? So it's like this, for example, like this artist is so, oh my god, I love this artist, where they combine like these really cute fucking like lollies or whatever with like these like really fucking disturbing like horrors and like eldritch like monsters and like fucking bugs. I love this. This is so fucking cool. Oh, I love this art. And then let me find some of their other pieces that they have here. I can't show that on stream. Some of them are really fucking gory. Oh, I think I've seen their art before. I've yapped about their art so many times. Or like shit like this, where it's these fucking like ghosts just like crawling out of a monitor. Like, this is so cool. This is fucking awesome. I love their art. If you like Made in Abyss, you'll probably like this artist. I won't lie. It's Umino Naka 0x0. I love their shit. Why is it dripping though? Don't talk about it. Let me find more of their shit. There's there's like, they have stuff like this. This is fucking awesome. I love this. This is so fucking cool. Like, this is fucking awesome. Like I said, it's this like these very cute girls juxtaposed by like horrible things going on in these like bloody, gory scenes. And I think that's so sick. Let me find like some of the other ones where it's like oh my god, that's awful. There's shit like this where it's like they draw these like weird, disgusting fucking monsters like covered in blood, and it's like, oh, they're like long and spindly. They have this cute little lolly feeding them. Do you like the anime Azumanga Daioh? It's very silly. I have heard the name. There's another one here I want to find. Oh yeah, this. Like, this isn't gory or anything, but it's like there's just like a lot going on here. It's like the caption for this is marriage. And like there's a lot of things that you could read here. Like, by the stature and the size of like the skeleton here, it like this person, this skeleton, was probably the same age as this girl here when they died. And it's like it's like obviously they dug up some sort of grave. That's like, this is beautiful. I love this. I love this artist so much. This is the closest feeling that I get to Made in Abyss whenever I see them post. Anyway, sorry, that's me yapping about this artist, but I will stand this artist. I love them so much. But yeah, I love shit like this. Shit like this is amazing.
Oh, and the stakes are high. Even though Rico's adventuring with Reg, who's a special grade relic, his abilities are kinda mid. He has arms that extend up to 40 feet, making traversing the abyss easier, which is handy. He's indestructible, which is also handy, but
indestructible to an extent.
Rico isn't, and he still needs to find a way to protect her at seemingly unsolvable scenarios.
Ozan is so bad. Gab, please, please talk about Ozan. Talk about how bad she is, though.
He also has the fucking Death Star Incinerator of Death! But every time he uses it, he passes out for 2 hours, leaving Rico all on her own in one of the harshest environments in the world. So he can't just go blasting away all he wants. He needs to time and use this blast efficiently, otherwise they're fucked. When Reg is in a conference,
he also, like, it's implied that he has a limited number of charges on this laser, and I don't think we've seen what happens, or we know what happens when he reaches 0 on the laser charges, and I assume that it might be something that we'll see at the very end. Maybe he dies, I assume that maybe he fucking dies when he uses all of the charges on his laser, but it is a limited use thing, so like, he can't use it even if he wanted to, like, for the 2 hours. He will most likely die if he runs out of charges.
You're constantly wondering, okay, this isn't good, but he can't use the incinerator. If he does, Rico is left all alone. And then he does use it, and you're like, oh shit! And then he misses, and you're like, fuck! He's gonna pass out! Run! The story edges you on your seat. You're constantly on your
Nanachi, I love Nanachi so much.
He's gonna pass out! Run! The story.
I love Nanachi so much. She's such a fluffy little creature. I love her.
Edges you on your seat. You're constantly on your tippy toes, wondering what the fuck is gonna happen next.
This fight was fucking awesome. In my opinion, this scene was better in the manga because I felt like the movie was really rushed. Not rushed as in like it was bad quality, but like a lot of the scenes in this arc felt rushed to me because like they only had like an hour and a half to like do the movie, or like however much time it was. Like if they had more time to like flesh out more of the scenes, you know.
As they go deeper, the curse worsens, the wildlife becomes more predatory, and the stakes rise. It's a hard thing to pull off from a writing perspective. Demon Slayer, for example, does this horribly. At the start of the story, we're told that if demons get beheaded, they die. It's as simple as that. But as we progress through the story, less and less demons die from being beheaded.
Yeah, that is kind of... He is kind of cooking on this one. It's like, okay. I am perfectly fine with this, with a world establishing rules, right? Like, that's great. It like my brain works. I'm quoting Jakey here, Nakey Jakey when I say this. If I know the rules and I know how the world works, then I'm happy, because it makes it easier for me to understand and comprehend what's going on. But if suddenly the rules and the world changes without really much of an explanation, it takes me out of it, where I'm like, oh, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. Like, for example, it's like you said here with Demon Slayer, like, they established the rule that if you cut off a demon's head, they die instantly no matter what, right? But later in the series, you just keep running into fucking demons where if you cut off their head, they don't die. And it's like, what is this? Like, why are you breaking your own rules like this? This is fucking cringe. It's like, nah, I cut off my own head so I don't die. It's so it's like, what the fuck is this, dude?
Headed. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you build up this climactic sequence only for it to result in nothing. But then
Exactly.
some demons still die when beheaded. You never know what will happen, and not in a good way. This undermines the narrative's internal.
Gab is so real for this plot. Okay, I like Demon Slayer. I really do. Demon Slayer's great, right? It's such a turn your brain off type of anime where it's like you just sit down, you turn your brain off, and it's like, ooh, it's Saturday morning cartoon. Clap when Tanjiro wins, or clap when you see boobies on screen. It's great, right? But it does make the anime, in my opinion, significantly worse if you're constantly breaking your own rules like this.
Consistency, making it challenging for the audience to understand the
Exactly.
stakes or invest in
So
outcomes.
true,
Made
brother.
in Abyss isn't like that. There is no time you ascend without getting hit by the curse. It's consistent. The author only plays around with the rules he puts on the world, but never breaks them. When it comes to narrative,
God, this scene was fucking
the
tragic,
author
by
only
the way.
plays around.
This scene was so fucking tragic. I think this has been one of like the maybe like 2 or 3 times total that I've ever cried watching an anime, was when I saw this scene of both of them, of both Midi and Nanachi, being dragged up into the abyss. This was the only time that I've ever really genuinely cried in an anime.
Around with the rules he puts on the world, but never breaks them. When it comes to narrative consistency and stakes, the story is really defined.
And that's so true, brother. So true, so real. Angel Beats, in my opinion, is bad. I don't like Angel Beats. I'm gonna say it right now. Angel Beats sucks. It doesn't make sense at all. It's boring as hell. Angel Beats is a bad anime. I'm gonna say it, guys. It's mid. It doesn't make sense at all. And it's like some of the shit that happened in the, I don't know. Angel Beats was just so boring. Thank you for being. I didn't hate it, but it's super mid. I hated it. I thought it was so fucking boring. But anyway, sorry. Anyway, me yapping about Angel Beats because I'm wrong.
Never breaks them. When it comes to narrative consistency and stakes, the story is really defined.
Yeah. So the author, what's his fucking name? Hold on, I'm grabbing the fucking books here. Well, what's the author's name? A story and art. Tsukushi. So Tsukushi's great. Tsukushi's awesome. So the thing that Tsukushi does with Made in Abyss that's great is, like Gab said, the narrative consistency in making sure that everything makes sense within the context of the world and nothing is contradicted in what's going on. It makes the world feel so much more believable, and you can immerse yourself in the entire world of Made in Abyss, and you can imagine what it's like, because he doesn't break the narrative rules in the laws of the world that he has established. And I think that is a very, very underrated thing that this author does for Made in Abyss, is being able to make rules and laws for Made in Abyss and be able to stick to those rules and laws. It is very hard for animes to stick to the rules that they make and have it make sense. And the only other anime I can really think of that does it as well as Made in Abyss is probably Steins Gate. Like the time travel makes sense in Steins Gate, and it doesn't like contradict itself at all. It just makes sense and it works together perfectly.
The characters are kind of stinky poo-poo though.
No. Wrong. Gab, I hate you. You're fucking wrong. You're a piece of shit. I'm gonna kill you. I love all of the characters in Made in Abyss. Every single one of them. Especially Ozen and Fapta and Nanachi and Reg. Riko is a little stinky, I will admit, but she has a purpose and place in this world, and I understand why she is there.
The problem with putting children as the lead is that they will act like children, which can be
That's good. I like that. It's good.
sometimes a bit jarring. I don't think it gets in the way of the story's incredible writing. It's not like characters are bad per se. They work well as a cast. Their chemistry is amazing. They're flawed. They mess up, make bad decisions, just like real people. It's just like... This is amazing. They're flawed. They mess up.
This scene was so fucking beautiful. I love her.
make bad decisions, just like real people. It's just like, I wish these characters had more mature conversations and that they made fewer poop jokes. But the antagonist
I will admit the poop jokes are, they do get in the way a little bit. I will not lie. I'm gonna say it. The author makes a few too many poop and piss jokes of the characters like shitting or pissing themselves. I will not lie. The author does do that a little too many times for comfort.
flawed, they mess up, make bad decisions, just like real people. It's just like,
Look, the one thing about Man of the Abyss that you need, it's a great story all around, right? It's amazing and it is worth watching, but you do need to warn people before watching that sometimes the author puts in his barely disguised fetish into the work, and you just have to deal with it sometimes. But other than that, it's great.
I wish these characters had more mature conversations and that they made fewer poop jokes. But the antagonists are good. I don't want to get into spoilers.
Dude, Bondrewd.
And that they made fewer poop
Bondrewd.
jokes. But the antagonists are good.
Bondrewd, villain of all time. This man is fucking evil. The shit he does in Made in Abyss is fucking awful. It's awful. Oh my god. I watched Made in Abyss with 3 people for season 2. The third person invited 2 more, which is fine, but they joined and freaked out. They were clearly not warned and they were traumatized. Oh, womp womp, dude. Who cares?
I don't want to get into
I barely remember the fucking pee and poop jokes, bro.
I believe this story is best enjoyed blind, but just for the record, Bondrewd did nothing wrong.
He's a villain.
Wait, did we talk about world building?
Yes. So true.
I am tired of overused generic settings that I've seen 1 trillion times.
Okay, Gab,
I am
why?
tired
Okay,
of
why
overused
did you put in a clip of Mushoku Tensei? By the way, if we're talking about world building, Mushoku Tensei probably has the best world building. I'm not ever, but like in terms of like this isekai bullshit, it definitely has the best world building. Like, Gab, Mushoku Tensei's goated. Shut up.
Settings that I've seen 1 trillion times before. This village, that village, the city, with the fucking wall! It's all the same! Made in Abyss, however, perfectly encapsulates how amazing the genre of anime is capable of being. We don't need Reincarnated as a Washing Machine Season 7, we need more intricate and deep stories like this. The world building is by far the best part of the show. Every layer is so distinct from one another that you can't wait to see the next. It leaves you with a feeling almost as incredible as drunk driving or heroin. The only way I can describe it though is with a question. Have you ever played Subnautica? It's an underwater survival game where you explore an alien planet trying to escape. When you first play this game, everything is new. You don't know the biomes, the creatures that lie beneath. It scratches the innate need for exploration that must be fulfilled. The biomes are distinct. You can feel the environment breathing and it gets terrifying. When you witness some of the Leviathan class life forms for the first time, you shit yourself. Made in Abyss is kind of similar in that retrospect. The author is so good at filling his world with mysteries that he drove the fandom clinic.
I only played a little bit of Subnautica, so I don't have much to say on that end. I've played a little bit of it, so I should probably play it at some point, like more thoroughly.
Insane. When the Jujutsu Kaisen manga author goes on break, it starts something called Lobotomy Kaisen, where fans create diabolical shit to cope with the fact there is no chapter this week. Made in Abyss manga releases take 3 to 6 months for each chapter.
Yeah, it is rough being a Made in Abyss fan, because as beautiful as the art in the world is in the manga, and it's beautiful, right? It does come at the cost of you having to wait 3 to 6 months per chapter. And let me open up my newest volume 11 of Made in Abyss right now. Let me open up volume 11 right now real quick. I bought it a couple months ago at Barnes & Noble. I haven't opened it. What chapter are we at right now? Let's see here. Let's see here. We're at chapter 100. Wait, am I wrong? We're at chapter 63. Yeah. So each chapter takes 3 to 6 months, and we're at chapter 63 right now. So, you know, Give you an idea of how long this has been going on for. This shit's crazy. It's been going on for a while.
So, Made in Lobotomy is on full dial 24/7. Fans of the story will make theories pointing at every piece of dialogue, making them ambiguous, even though it's
These fans
like,
are cooked. I'm cooked.
oh my god, did you just shit it all over the wall? Fans will go fucking crazy over a panel like this, pointing at a secret meaning to chapter 17, 53, and 69. This just shows how incredible the
We're not
writing
69
is,
yet.
having fans consistently speculate on what could and couldn't.
If 69 doesn't have a scene of Fapata and Nanachi having I'm not gonna finish that.
Be foreshadowing for later events. However, the series does have a notorious problem. The children! The problem is not that they're children. I actually like the childish take on their protagonist when they're not talking about poop or pee. The problem is what the author does with these characters. He draws them in a very and
This wasn't censored in the anime, by the way. This wasn't censored in the anime.
These characters. He draws them in a very anime-like way. This is kind of a trigger warning if you don't like something that sounds similar to pajamaphilia, but the story often does things that are kind of on the edge of that. Like when they whip and strip Riko whenever she
The shit that the author gets away with is crazy, by the way.
does something bad. Or when this diver checks out Reg's
This is
balls. Or when this character literally gets graped with a fiery metal pole.
yeah, that did happen too.
Reg's balls. Or when this this character literally gets graped with a fiery metal pole.
Yeah, that
the
happened.
anime is actually decent at censoring these moments, but in the manga though, you'll see childish bodies with their tits out.
Yeah, no, it's dude. Hold on, the manga does not hold back. By the way, the manga does not hold back. Like you straight up see titties in the manga of like. Oh yeah, there it is, and I see that exact panel right there. Yeah, like literally. The entirety of the back of volume 11 is just this girl's tits. By the way, like this is like these two pics right here that you see, it's just cleavage, right? But literally if you turn, you see this head right here on the right side, right here. Literally if like this is another pose of her, just her tits are out, by the way. And then, like, her tits are just everywhere. Yeah. That's kind of funny that I had the exact one that he was referencing. That's kind of funny, actually. You love to see it. And then there's Fapta's tits right there. Love to see it.
Out.
Why do you know this? I have the manga in my hand right now. I am literally looking at the manga. I'm looking at the manga. Why do you know this? It's because I have the manga. I have every single volume.
Second chapter. And there are two reasons why the author does that. It's either to one, accentuate the shock value of the series, as in
it's because he's a
this world is
lolicon.
fucked up, and I'm not gonna hold back when showcasing that.
He's a
Or
lolicon.
two, it could be to satisfy some perverted fetish of his.
He's
Looking
a
at the
lolicon.
author, I would say the latter. I think there's plenty of stuff you can do to absolutely terrify the audience without the need for all this over-the-top sexual shit. But I mean, Mushoku Tensei's weird pedo shit also really weirded me out at first. However, his behavior is like that for a reason. It's to showcase Rudy's growth as a
They're lolicons. Let's get it out of the way. Guys, get it out of the way. These authors are lolicons. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not say, oh yeah, they do it for, no, they're lolicons. they're lolicons.
character from a lifeless NEET who was given a second chance. Obviously, a porn-addicted weeb isn't gonna give up his sexual tendencies. He's gonna have to grow out of it and learn that women aren't just objects of pleasure. So do the perverted things showcase his character growth later in the series? Yes. Are there better ways to showcase character growth? Yes! I get what both story authors are trying to tell from an artistic perspective, but I feel pretty disgusted when children are showcased in a sexual setting. However, everything else about the story though left an incredible emotional impact on me. It wasn't a positive emotional impact, nonetheless it had an emotional impact, which is essential for any form of storytelling. The worst thing a story can do is stay neutral and only slightly reach the viewer's emotional.
It's great. I love it. I love how the author doesn't hold back. The author just draws and makes the world that he wants without holding back at all, no matter what people say about him or what people say about the story. He just does what he wants, and he's like, this is my story, and I'm gonna do it how I want. Even if he inserts some of his own fetishes into it, it comes at that comes at the cost of us also being able to get some of the best fucking story writing ever.
Spectrum. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Freerun, all these shows take the viewer on a profound emotional journey from happy, sad, angry, hyped, and depressed.
What if he already holds back? If you read the manga, he doesn't hold back. he literally has entire like 2-page spreads of like characters showing their boobs and coochies. Bro doesn't hold back. If you read the manga, he doesn't hold back.
Which is why they create such a vast and intricate audience. Made in Abyss isn't for everyone. It's scary, gross, and dark, not your typical feel-good show. But if you watch anime because you're looking for a world filled with mysteries, so far beyond anything you've seen before, then fuck it. I think the sheer amount of work.
He hasn't even talked about the music by Kevin Pankin. Gab, you're a Made in Abyss fan, and you're not talking about Kevin Pankin's amazing fucking soundtrack. That's like the best part of the entire show, in my opinion.
And thought that went into
that's the thing that brings this entire show together.
It's worth at least giving it a shot.
God fucking damn. Good video, based. Holy shit. Everyone, please
subscribe.
Give this video a like. Give Gab a sub, please. I'm telling you, this guy makes banger fucking content.
Button. It helps the algorithm pick up my videos. Thank you so much.
Give it a like, please. Sub to his channel. He makes good fucking content. Please check out his channel. I'm begging you guys. It's so good. He's so good at what he does. Please, he deserves it. I love Gab. His content's so good. I wish more. I think Gab is really underrated. He's very underrated.